Yes, can
Yes,
you,
I
is
can
it,
hear.
okay, we can hear.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for confirmation. Okay, is it my screen is visible?
yeah,
Okay, cool. Okay. Uh, to create a scene, we are going to create it here. Cool. So this is a program as like now, if you attended demo class, I have given an overview of the this program and what you can expect. I think I explained, but even if you miss that, that's okay. This is as a like no introductory session. We are going to do that here. Java full stack. Yes, you will be. We'll take it here. Now here, the first thing is we need to focus on the our dev environment. Like what are the softwares are required as a full stack developer? What are the things we need to install in our machine? We need to understand, and at the same time, you have to make it our dev environment ready. The first and foremost, you are going to install the Git. Okay. The Git is you are going to use for the version control. Like whenever you want to maintain your the source code versions are like no. So when you are working in a team, so there will be a multiple people and sitting in a multiple corners and multiple time zones. The people would be working that, and everybody has to collaborate and they have to uh, see that what's happening, and at the same time your changes also has to go into the source code to make it happen and to maintain the multiple versions of your source code. The commonly used one is a Git, and the cloud hosted services is github.com. github github.com. So this is a place where you can, what are the projects we are going to create it here, we would be pushing into the github.com. Okay, first thing is you create a account in github.com. If you already have that account, that's fine. If not, so you can log into the github.com. So you create a one account. You create a one account, you create it here, and which is like no, it is a free tier. You can create a there is a corporate and a free tier, but just go with the free tier. So there we need not to pay any amount for that. Okay. So here, introduction to GitHub, like no, they are going to say that here, what is the introduction to GitHub and how to use that. No, these are the some of the commands. They are helping users to learn that here, how to create a repository, how we are going to uh, clone the things and everything they have explained here. But needless to say that here, these are the things we are going to cover here. First, you create a one account, github.com. Github.com, you create a one account, you register with them and create the account. And the next one is from the local, in order to push that your changes, there is a git bash. Okay. This is a git bash. You choose the what operating system you are using, whether you are using the Windows or Mac or Linux, depends on your operating system. You download and install the this git sem. You install that here. Okay. In my case, already it is installed. So you can download and you can install this. From here, you can download and see that here. The moment you type the git hyphen version, you should see git minus v. We should see some version. You should see that here. If this you get that, that means you have done the your setup. Your setup is done that here. If not, please download the git you download and you install it. Please download and install it here. And then you create a github.com one account you create. This is step number one. Every developer, whoever is going to code, you should start with the your learning with the Git. The reason is once you enter into the organization day in and day out, like what is the always you would be working with the Git, like pushing your code, pulling the code, and if there is any merge conflicts, you will be resolving that merge conflicts. You would be resolving, and the code whenever you are doing the release, you would be tagging that, and when there is some quick fixes we need to do that here, that we call it as a hard fixes. So these are the things every day you do that here. So in order to in order to work in a project very comfortably, we should get good hands-on experience with the Git and the Git commands and how to use the GitHub. Yeah, this is the step number one. So I would ask you people to register a account, and at the same time, if Git is not installed, you install the Git in your machine. From this location, you can install that here. The next one is, once you are done with that here, now the next important thing is we are going to install the Java. Okay, when you are installing the Java, you just find the what is a JDK latest version. Okay, so suppose if I'm taking here JDK downloads, if it will take you to the official site, the Oracle site it is taking here. The latest version is a 23. JDK 23 is the latest version. And every 6 months they are releasing the new version they are releasing here. And like no, they are saying that here. So March 25th, 2025, you may get the one more version JDK 24. Whenever new version comes, you need not to go and upgrade immediately. So once it's stabilized, and then you can go and upgrade the latest version, you can upgrade. Okay, since anyhow we are learning that, and we can go ahead and we can you can take the latest version is a JDK 23. JDK 23, we can take it here. If you are using the Windows, you can download that here. If you are using the Mac, this is what it is going to say that here. So this is a place where you are going under downloading your JDK. We are going to download here. Download, and at the same time you install the JDK. Download and install the JDK. You install it here. And once you are done with that here, whether your JDK is installed properly or not, to check that here, Java -v, Java minus version, we are going to say that here, which is going to say that I'm using the 21, JDK 21 I'm using here, Java C, Java compiler, and Java. If you get the options, that means your installation is successful. Your installation is successful, there is no issue. Okay. Like you can take that here, the latest version, you can take it here, zip file or gz file or dot yeah, like no, so DMG file. If it is a Windows, you can directly take the executable and you can install that. So this is a way you can do that here. If you are a Mac user, we would strongly recommend to install brew install. You can do that here, JDK 23. Okay, if you want to install the homebrew, you can go here. Okay, here you can install the brew install OpenJDK. You can install it here. So this Oracle JDK or OpenJDK, any one thing is fine. Okay, you can take it here. This is the place. What is the version? If you want to JDK 23, you can install that here. Brew install OpenJDK. So we can say that here at the rate of 23. What is the latest version? You want to install here at the rate of 23. I can say that here, which is going to install the latest version. It is going to be installed here. Okay, installing that here, also known as the Java OpenJDK 23. So here you can choose that here, which version you want to install here. OpenJDK, if I'm saying here, just it is going to check that here, what is the latest version is available. To reinstall, then they are saying here, reinstall OpenJDK 23. Brew install, reinstall, we are going to say it as a 23, which is going to install the latest version. It's going to install. Let it happen. Okay, I'm also upgrading that. Downloading and homebrew, it is what it's installing here. Java -v, no, Java minus version. My JDK is still pointing to the, okay, to disable this behavior, no installation cleanup, to hide the man brew. Okay, which Java I'm going to say that here. So which would be saying it as the users bin Java, it is pointing here. Users bin Java, it is pointing here. I think I need to do the settings. I have to go and change the version. I need to change it here. That don't worry at this point of time, not to make you too much confusion. Suppose if it is not installed, you just install the, this is the Java we are going to install here. Brew, just you do that brew install, and what is the software you want to install, you just install that. This is in Mac. This is package managing is done by the brew itself, home brew. It does that here. You need not to do the explicitly installation, downloading and installation. You need not to do that. Okay, for the Mac users, but Windows users and Linux users, what are the things they have told here? You just to follow the installation instructions and you install. This is the next thing is required for us. Once you have done that JDK installation, once you have done that here, the next thing is we need to install there is something called the plugin called the Maven. Okay, this is the build tool. As a Java developer, we are going to use the build tool called the Maven, another build tool called the Gradle. Any one of these things, we would be using that here. We would go with the Maven. So just how to use this Maven installation, Maven install. There is nothing much installation Maven. Just we need to download and unzip and we have to add to the class path. Okay, here we are going to add to the class path. We are going to add that here. Okay, installation. So installing the Maven. Okay, just you download that file and you unzip. Okay, add bin directory to your path variable. We are going to add it here. That's it. This is what you would be doing that here. And how to install. Just you can play around and you just try to install the Maven. You install it here. Maven you are going to install, whether your installation is successful or not. In order to test that here, again, one more command. So here we are going here, mvn-version, we are going to say that here, which would tell you that what is your Maven version. Okay, here I'm using the Maven, which is internally it is using the JDK, OpenJDK 23, it is using that here. Okay, OpenJDK 23 it is using, because it has taken the OpenJDK, it has taken it as a default, it has taken here. Before installing the Maven, ensure that you have installed the JDK. Once JDK installation is done, then you are going to install the Maven. Okay. Once you are done with the Maven, the next one is IDE. We require a IDE. So IDE is an integrated development environment. There are in Java, we have got the plenty of IDEs are available. We would be using the IntelliJ IDE. We are going to use it here. IntelliJ IDEA. So this is a community edition. We are going to use that here. Okay, downloads, you go to the downloads. There is something called the IntelliJ Community Edition. You better take the Community Edition, you take it. You choose what operating system you want. Okay, what is the operating system? And you download the Community Edition, you download it here. There are two versions are available. Better take the Community Edition, you are going to take it here. Okay, this is a Community Edition. So this is required for us, like now in order to code, like you can't imagine that like typing everything in a notepad and executing your program, especially when you're working on the projects. Everything we will do through the IDE. We are going to use that here. This is the IDE. We would be using the IntelliJ IDE. We are going to use it here. How to create a project and how we are going to organize your project and how to like even Git pushing code, pulling the code, everything you would be doing in by using the IDE. We are going to do that here. This is the IDE. Either you can use the Eclipse, IntelliJ IDEA, or you can use the NetBeans, like no equivalent of that. Like no IBM has got their own IDE, Spring Tools suite we are having here, which is written on top of the Eclipse. So we would go with the one IDE. This is the IntelliJ IDE. We are going to use it here. Okay. Then you would be connecting with the database is required. Database servers are required. And this database servers, okay, we are going to work with the database name called the PostgreSQL. Okay, PostgreSQL download. This is a PostgreSQL. You can download and you can install the PostgreSQL. You can download and install. Okay. So here, what is the operating system you required? Just you can choose that here. And depends on your operating system, you would be installing the PostgreSQL you are going to install. Okay, this is a place where you're installing. Instead of installing the Postgres SQL, what we'll do, we will not install the Postgres SQL. We would go with the cloud service. Either we will create an instance in AWS or render.com. Any one of the places you are going to take it here. So we would go with the render.com. There is a render.com, which is similar to the AWS, but this guys doesn't have the all the features whatever the AWS is having, but they are offering the some of the cloud services like data, Docker installations and Redis, and they support the Postgres SQL. Some of the services they would be offering. We are going to register with them, and we would be using the Postgres SQL database instance we would be creating with the render.com. If you want to locally install that here, there's an option where you can install that here. And here, this is the one Postgres SQL. Okay, Postgres SQL. In order to connect with this Postgres SQL, you have two options. You can take the Postgres SQL itself, they have got the client, or we can use the something called the dbeaver. Okay, there is a software called the dbeaver. This is also you can take the community edition, dbeaver.io. This is the one like DB client, which you can take the dbeaver. We can take it here. You install the dbeaver, where the dbeaver is going to help you to connect with the. This is kind of a universal DB client. It can connect with the any database, not only Postgres SQL. You can connect with the MySQL. Like here, this is the one dbeaver. Okay, if I'm taking the dbeaver, you can see here, whenever I want to connect here, these are the databases are available. Trino, then Vertica, like these are the some of the commonly used database in the projects. And if you want to connect with any of these databases, you can use the dbeaver. Dbeaver is a database client which will allow you to connect with the which will allow us to connect with these databases, which are the servers running in a cloud or maybe local, like depends on your connection parameters. It would connect, and finally you will have a UI where you can type your queries, and these queries are going to execute in the server, database server, and whatever response it is getting, it will give the a proper formatted one. It is going to give it here. Suppose if I execute this here, if I'm clicking on this here, which is going to give me the database result, it is going to give me that here. Okay, so yeah, this is something is installed, new things, replace. Okay, I did the update. That's the reason it is doing that here. Okay, replace. Operation cannot be go to file, make sure that, okay, it's locked. That's what it's saying that here. Okay, leave it that. Later we'll see that here. So this is a dbeaver. I want you to install the dbeaver. Once dbeaver is installed, then only next, the last one is which is required here, VS Code. So VS Code, this is also an IDE. It is also an IDE. This IDE, especially when you're working with the UI development, we would be using that here. This is what we are going to use, the VS Code. VS Code, you can download the VS Code. Okay, from the official site you can download. So just you can use it here. This is another software which is required. You can install the VS Code, you can install here. And the next one is when you are learning the UI technology, when you are learning the UI, you would be installing the NPM, and you would be installing the Angular. Okay. So this we will discuss the when you are learning how to install the NPM, how to install the Angular. We'll learn about that here. These are the okay. Somebody microphone is on. If you have any question, please go ahead, please. I don't know whose microphone is on.
What render.com is useful for?
Oh, Devika, you have a question. Okay, fine. The render.com is a kind of a AWS. What are the services it is offering? Okay. Let me mute.
Is it paid or free service, the render?
It's a paid. Okay. For the render.com, if you go here, this PostgreSQL they will give for the free tier. So here, if I'm logging with my GitHub, so where you can see that here, this is what here. No, you can create up to 5 projects and you can deploy. And at the same time, you can create a database instance. They will give you the some 30 days free. Okay. So here, if I'm going here, these are the services they offer. So static site and web service and private service like cron jobs and PostgreSQL. If I'm creating the PostgreSQL server instance, where you would be giving that free tier, you would be getting the limited resources, and you can go ahead with that here. If you want to basic plan, so you would be asked to pay the $8, including the tax. So where you no, it is coming around $10, 15 GB storage. Okay, this is what. Huh? So here, as a hobby projects when you are creating, so just better go with the free tier. You can go hit that here. You can create a one database instance and like know what are the project you are developing. You can see that. Yeah. So partially it is a free, and like if you want extensive services, then we have to pay for that. Yeah. Here we did that. Some of the things we hosted here, we can see here. Whatever the classroom examples we do that to get the deployment experience, how to create a Docker, and if there is a static page, how I'm going to deploy that here. Like if I'm taking the simple example, this IPL stats. Hey, how do I get this? Like no, I develop this page. Just I want to deploy and see that here. How or I want to share with somebody. Hey, this is a POC. I have done that here, and this is my learnings. You want to show that here. Then you have to deploy somewhere. For the deployment environment, we would be using the render.com. Yeah, did I answer your questions? So two of them has asked the questions. Yeah.
Are we doing the same project?
Huh?
Or are we doing the same project? I mean, regarding IPL status or
No, it depends. No, so like no, if the like this example we yeah that depends. Like no, if you want, we can do the same thing. Or sometimes we may go with the different project. Need not to be the same thing.
okay.
Okay. But this is
Um,
the way we will take this example is most of them can follow, then it is easy to understand. Hey, there are teams and each team has got the certain players and their players are coming from the different countries and each player has got the different role. So where we want to segregate that and like no, it's a very good example. We can say that here where like you will do grouping. How do you do that? Ranking. How do you do that? And how you what are the API responses you are getting and how you are going to show in terms of the chats. Like now we have a different chat libraries are available. These is things are use the Google Chats. How we are going to use the Google Chats, and this is what you can learn that. I'm saying that
Mhm.
we may not use the same example as well. We may go with the different project as well. No. Uh,
Okay.
uh,
um,
yeah.
yeah, this is Sandhya. Actually, today is my first class. I am not sure like what we are going to cover in this class. So at the end of the day, are we going to develop these web pages? I mean the application.
Okay. You are a full stack developer, and this is a program for the full stack developer. No.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is not a website. Like no, this is the
Okay.
website it looks like for you. But here there are a lot of things are involved, like no the backend and the database. Okay, finally you would get that data and you will be showing in your web page. You are showing that here. No, as a full stack developer from front end
Mm,
to back end,
mm,
what are the components are involved and how to develop that components and how to integrate all these components, and finally how do you deploy that, how do you ship this product whatever you developed. This is what as a Java full stack developer you would be learning that. And this is also like no, I'm not got it into the any topics, just I'm saying that here What are the things we need to install in between? One of your friends asked that, hey, what is this render.com? Just I'm giving a explanation about that. Yeah,
Okay, sure. Thank you.
cool. So these are the softwares. So every developer, if you are planning to so Java developer, you want to go as a Java developer, or you want to learn the Java completely, these are the tools. The minimum is required. On top of that, you would be installing the Docker desktop and other things you would be installing. At least basic is Git is required, Java is required, Maven or Gradle, one of these things you can choose, and one IDE, one database and one database client, and Visual Studio Code. So please install these things. And if somebody you haven't installed any of these things, and you want to install if you want to install that here, you can share your screen and I'll help you how to set up all these things. Even others also can watch, because in my mission all the things has been already set up, has done that. I don't want to uninstall and reinstall all these things. So it will take time. And another thing is that so when you reinstall and install, some of this password might have been captured, I might have forgot that, so which we may not have the access to that. Does anyone voluntarily you want to install these things? If it is already installed, it's good. There is no need of doing that uninstall and installing that. You continue with the whatever you have. Okay, cool. This is a first class. Generally, people won't be saying that we'll screen the screen. You will share the screen. That's okay. That's not a problem. Now here, once you are done with this installation, just imagine that you are done the installations. And the first thing is whether your Java is working or not. To check that here, from the command prompt, you are going to use the command called the Java or JShell. You just type the JShell, which will give you the what is the version it is going to give it here. And here you can do this 4 into 4, how much? 16. That means your Java installation is proper and everything is working. JShell is something is an interactive shell. How you do Python? Suppose if I'm doing the Python, let's take it here, Python. Just I'm typing the Python. Okay, Python 3, I guess. Yeah. Here we are going to write it as a 3 plus 4, how much? Which is going to say it as a this. And if I want to print some message, F string, welcome to Python world. Welcome to Python world. We are going to say that here, which is going to print the welcome to Python world. The similar line in Java, if you want to do that, here, Control D. Okay, clear. I want to do, if you want to do that here, the way you are doing the interactive shell in Java also, they have given the interactive shell, especially when you are developing something in the project, you got some doubt. You want to verify that here, hey, how this method works. You want to check that here. You just open the JShell, and what do you want to do that here? You just type that here. Suppose I want to see this here, math.square root. Okay, SQRT, square root of, I want to find the 16. What is the value is going to give it here? Is it going to give the 4 or 4.0? That's the doubt I had when I'm working in the application. Now, I can write a simple test case and you can do that here. Other option is you come to this here and you can check this here. It is giving the 4.0, it is giving here. And I want to find the math dot, I want to find the biggest of big, I'm going to find the math dot max 2, comma, I'm going to do this here, math dot max. I'm going to say 3, 4. So this is which is a maximum value I want to find it here. Something you want to make it as an interactive shell. And if you want to print something message, system.out.println, where I'm going to say it as a welcome to Java world. If this is a French, oh no, I made a syntax error. Yeah. Okay, then it is going to print the welcome to Java world. It's printing here. So to check that here, whether you install the Java properly or not, whether things are working or not, so just you can use it here. If you are using the Java 8, you may not get it here. This JShell concept was introduced from the JDK 11. JDK 11 onwards, this concept is introduced.
So you
So
are using Mac, right? So
yeah,
in Windows, like, how can we do that? Like a command
CMD,
prompt or what?
command
Okay,
prompt.
okay, sure.
Prompt, or you can use the PowerShell, or if you already install the Git, it comes with the Git comes with the Git bash. There's something called the Git bash. It will come with the Git bash. Another terminal, you can use the Git bash as well.
Okay,
Yeah, three options you have.
okay, sure.
Yeah. So just we can use the quit, no, exit, I guess. This I goodbye. Exit, we are going to say that here, which is going to clear this here. This is a way interactive shell, you can see that here. And there is something called the command called the Java C, which is a Java compiler. It will give you several options. That means your Java compiler is also proper. You can use the Java command, Java interpreter. It will give the several options. If this options you get it also, your Java setup is done properly. Cool. Now what we will do here is we will write a simple basic hello world example. PWD I'm doing here, cd dot dot cd dot dot. I'm going to the, okay, here I'm going to cd dot dot. I'm going here ls. I don't have the any, okay, I'm going to create a mkdir. I'm creating a one directory. Mkdir is nothing but the creating the folder. No, here we are JFS, Java full stack, February 25. This is the one directory I created here. ls, if I'm doing here, ls minus ltr, you'll get it here. Here we created a one directory name called the, here we have got the JFS, Java full stack, February 25th. Okay, now I'm going to change that directory, JFS, February 25th. I'm going to create a one more directory, mkdir basics. CD basics, I'm going here, ls empty. I don't have any files here. I don't have any files here. So this is nothing but the nothing great we have done that here, guys. Just it's a simple thing. Here we are going to this users. Okay, here. If you look at this here, I'm going here. Okay, go to home directory. Here we created a Java. This is a place where we created Java WS. Here we created a one directory name called the February 25th we created here. That's it. And inside that we created a directory called the basics. Instead of going through the UI, I did through the command prompt. That's it. Here, right click, we are creating a new folder, correct? Okay, here we are going here. Oh no, wait, what did I do? Duplicate. I don't need this. So just right click here. We are going to click a new folder. How we are doing that here. Similar thing we are going to do from here. You are doing that here. New folder. You create a new folder. Instead of that, you are using the command called the mkdir. Make directory. This is the basics. Now here ls, if I look at here, I don't have anything here. If I want to create a file, you can do that here. Touch hello world.java. I'm creating the one file called the hello world.java file I created here. And if I want to edit this here, vi hello world.java. So this is a place where we can type the what is the program, you can type it here. If you don't want to this to be, okay. Okay, here we are going to do this here. This is the hello world.java. We created one file we created here. Okay, otherwise you can do one more thing also. Cool. But let me close all these things. Okay. Here we have got the hello world.java we are having here. No, this is a simple program we created here. JFS 25 basics. Like you can do this quick services open with the tab. This is going to open PWD. If you look at here, present working directory, this is a place. We can gedit. I'm going to say that as a hello world.java. This is going to gedit is not there. VS code, or I can do here. This is a code dot. I want to open the Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open. So here we created one simple hello world example. We created Java file. Okay. So in order to write this class, I'm going to write a public class. My file name is hello world.java. My class name should be hello world.java. And where we are writing the main method. And finally, we are printing the system.out.println hello world. You save this program. This is a one way you can do that here. One is like Visual Studio Code. If you install, then you can, otherwise you can go here, open folder, where we created our folder. Here we created a Java WS and we created the February, and here Java basics. You just click open. This is going to open here. In order to test this, whether this program is running or not, I have to be in the directory. I have to be in this directory. Reveal in Finder. You go to the Reveal in Finder. This is a one. Reveal in Finder. We are going to find this here. Now you can do here, open in a new term. You are going to open here Java C, compile this hello world.java. If everything is fine, it is going to compile. It will generate a .class file. And then we are going to do here is hello world. No class, nothing, which is going to print the hello world. This is another way you can test that here, whether your Java is installed or not. To test that, we can do this way. Java C is a Java compiler and Java is a Java runtime environment, which is going to tell you that here, when I run this program, what is output, which is going to be printed here. So this is another way you can ensure that your Java is installed. Now, the next one is whether my ID is working or not.
And
Yeah.
there is another way for executing in the Visual Studio.
Yeah, there are.
Will there be a terminal which is in the below of the Visual Studio where we can see the executed program?
Correct.
Or
You
we
can,
need to directly go to yeah, that's what I'm saying, terminal.
okay, you can go to this terminal and you can do that. If you install the plugin directly, you can run here itself. Okay.
Okay.
There are multiple ways. No, my intention is
Okay.
not to go in detail executing the program. Just you are
Mhm.
sure that our Java installation is proper. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So there are multiple
Yeah.
ways you can do this way. If you like, no, finally it is going to run the same command it's running here with the options. Yeah. So just you can click the command and what you can say, escape sequence. Below that there is a tilde symbol. You just click on that here, control and this. You will open the one terminal. You can have the multiple terminals. You can have it here. Cool. Yeah, especially when you're working in a UI applications or when you are running something, you would be using this terminal. You would be using that here. Hello world. I'm going to say that here. Java hello world, which would be printing the output. Yeah. So other option is you can go to the where you, if you want to, you don't want to use this terminal what Visual Studio provides. If you want to use the you have item or something, if you are having here, then you go to, you open that in that directory, then you can execute that command. That depends, like how you want to do that here. Here itself you can add it here. What terminal you want, you can choose that here. Yeah, bash or this split terminal, like several options you are having here. Okay, cool. The next one is if you install the, now I just imagine that I have installed this IDE. Now what I want to do here is I want to create one new project. I want to create it here. Click on new project. We will give it as this is a project name is Core Java. Okay, I will say it as a learning core Java. Learning core Java. And here where this location of this file is documents and Java projects. We don't want to put it in documents and Java projects. All related projects I want to put it in Java WS, and I'm going to JFS Java WS. Okay, here we are going to select. We don't want to put it in some common place. Okay. Okay, documents. This is going to the same directory. This is giving me the only these options. Okay. This project will be in this directory. It is saying that here it might. Okay. Now let me take that here. I don't want to put it in the directory, and we want to put it in this directory. Okay, let me, yeah, for me, PWD, I'm going to select it here. This is the directory I want to put here. Okay, in this directory, I want to put it here. I'm going to select the Maven project and what is the JDK version. Like now here you have got the different JDK version. Homebrew, I want to use the JDK 23. I want to use it here. Just you create this project. This would create a one simple Maven project. It is going to create it here. This window I'm going to open. This is a project which is created here. Maven project, it's created here. And where we are going to write a first example I'm writing here. Okay, this is the one. First, I'll be creating the package. New package, I'm going to create it here. com.careerit.cj core Java. I'm going to say it as a day one. This is a the careerit.cj. Typically, your package names will be reverse of your domain name, followed by your project name, and followed by the submodule. And now here we are writing a Java class called the hello world. Hello world I'm writing here. We are creating the one simple hello world example. Now where we are going to say it as the main method, and the sys out of I'm going to say it as a hello world. Now if I run this here, if it is working fine, that means even my IDE is also ready. My IDE is also ready. So now I understood that here my IDE is ready, and I have installed my JDK in command prompt also. It is working. These are the basic things it's required when you start learning with the Java. So installing the JDK, installing the JIT, and installing the one of the IDE, and making that IDE is working. Okay, what is this Maven project and how we are going to, what internally it happens and what is this pom.xml file? We will discuss later. At least ensure that this setup is ready in your machine. Cool. Any questions? Any questions, guys?
No.
And one more thing is that don't expect the baby steps like now going to the Windows and downloading that, installing that, like now those all these things. I think you can manage that and you can do that, guys. And nothing will happen to your system unless until you go and delete the executable files. You install, uninstall. If you fail again, you try to install. Nothing is going to happen. You try that. Don't get scared of using the system. No. These are the softwares I need to install. Like now, Google it, and like now you can take the ChatGPT, or like now you can go to the ChatGPT. Just I want to install. I don't know anything here. I'm starting here. Install JDK on Mac machine. Okay. Just you ask that here. It will give you some suggestions, and like now you try that. Okay. Something error occurred. It's saying here. Maybe I might have reached maximum limit. Something. Okay. No, it is a problem with the request. So they have given the several options. You can install the Homebrew, recommended one. How to install the Homebrew? This is what they are going to say that here. Brew install OpenJDK. Then you say that here, export this and export this here. Okay. Now I'm trying this here. Okay. Here, Homebrew version. If the Homebrew is not installed, first you check the Homebrew. If it is not installed, it is installed. Like now they are saying here. If not installed, then install first. Okay, it is already installed. I'm not doing that here. Now here I'm going to do the OpenJDK. I'm doing the OpenJDK, I'm doing here. Okay, this is also already installed. I don't think so it will install once again. It is already installed. There is nothing to install, it's saying here. Now, if you want to set this in a default path, they are saying that here, you do this here. Export, you just say that this is what you say that here. And to refresh that, okay, export path equal to, this is what they are saying that here in the Mac machine, I'm doing here. Okay, to refresh that page, you just do this here. This is what they are saying here. To refresh, I don't think so. This is worked for me. Okay, then here they are saying here Java version. What is a Java version? It's a 23, it is there. That simple it is. Java installation is done and it is showing it as a this. Then you can do that manually download of that here. How do you download this? This is the explanation they have given here. I think the Brew is the best one if you are using the Mac. If you are using the Windows, download the executable file and install that. Finally, we did here Java minus version. If I do this here, I'm in JDK 23. So earlier it was showing it as a 21 and it's now showing it as a 23. Similarly, you take it here. This is a one thing, like no, I think you guys also start using the this ChatGPTs and like no, I think people might be using that here. One is this ChatGPT, another one is a Gemini UI. This is also another ChatGPT kind of a thing, like no, the Gemini from the Google. So you can try this as well. Okay, install. I'm going to say that as a Git SCM. Okay, how to install the Git SCM? I'm asking here. Okay, this is the site you go here and Mac installation, Brew install Git. That's it. Okay, open your terminal. Just install the Git. You install that here and you check the Git version. Nothing else. It is giving that here. This is another one which is AI tool. Okay, you can use the, if you are a big fan of that here, you can use the Google fan, then you can go with that here. ChatGPT, you can go ahead with that here. And another one is, you know, that most happening thing is DeepSeek. Okay, this is a one where you can use the DeepSeek and start now. And I want to ask the DeepSeek how to install the Maven on Mac. Okay, it is asking me the password. Okay, I can go with this. DeepSeek, I'm going to use it here, sign in, continue. Okay, where I'm asking here how to install MEN on Mac. Okay, so this would give me the some hints. No, same thing, you are going to take it here and we can refer that here. You can use that here. Another one is a Claude AI. This is also another cloud AI tool. This is also asking me to log in. Okay, Java TechGAN, I'm going to log in. But this Claude is not free, you know. So like no, just we need to pay for that. And the coding generation wise, Claude has got the little more capabilities. So you can use the either Claude also, you can use it here. Okay, it is loading. Like no DeepSeek, if I'm doing here, this is what they are saying here. Hey, you can do that here. Homebrew, it is already available. If it is not, then you install the Maven. Just check for the MEN -1. So these are the possible options you are having here. Like no, this is learning. Like no, these days it become really simple. I can say that here. So you can go ahead with the either like what is your favorite thing. Like now, some of the organizations they don't allow in organizations. In personal laptops, you can go with that either Gemini or you can use the ChatGPT or Claude or DeepSeek. Which one you want to use it here? Still, it's not. It is loading. So, like no, I would use the most of the times the ChatGPT we OpenAI where we have got the like now we buy some credits and where we will be using for the even internal API calls as well. And we work with the cloud as well. Okay. So you can choose that, and you exactly you take your question and do the proper prompting. Then it will give the response. Just follow that and install that. Yeah. So this is this. If you are not aware of that, these are the options you are available. If it is already you are using and you know all these things, that's good. Like no, so well and good. So please try to use this and leverage these tools, because people are not expecting you to code each and everything. No, so they are expecting you to solve the business problem, like no, than the spending that here. Suppose if I am asking the simple example where I am writing this is a class I'm writing here, generate prime numbers in range. Return the, hey, generate the prime numbers in the range. I'm using the chat GitHub Copilot. This GitHub Copilot also another AI tool. What it does is that, like no, it will understand the what is your class name. Hey, this is what you are trying to do that. It gave me suggestion. It gave me complete program. It gave me here. It gave me complete program. It gave me here. Now I'm going to run the, this is the one. It generated the prime numbers. No logic, just it understood the my class name and it created the inputs and it called this here and finally it defined the prime number and it did that here. Now I'm going to write a one more thing. Here we are going to write a create method, create a method to find biggest of three numbers. I'm asking that here. Hey, can you create a biggest of three numbers? I'm saying that here. Okay, here we are going to, you just start this function, public int, it is giving me the, okay, this is going to give me the suggestions. No, biggest int number one, number two, number three, and it did that. And if you don't like this code, now what you can do here is GitHub chat we have here, GitHub Copilot chat. Hey, optimize my logic, something I'm asking. It does that reading of your code and like no, it is going to do this here. Hey, there is a, you can do the optimization, you can do that here. Maximum is you take it as a number one, number two is greater than maximum, then maximum is number two, then this is giving me the some of the hints it is going to give it here. Now what I'm doing here is I want to find the maximum of number. I didn't like that logic. I didn't like this logic. Here you can see this here. This is going to give me the multiple options. Okay, let me minimize this here. Here I'm going here, refresh. It is giving me this. These are the several options it is giving here. Hey, you can do this way. You can do this way. You can do this way. Number one is this. Number one is this. Which one you want? You have got the several options, several ways you can do that here. Which one do you prefer? Like, no, if I'm saying here, hey, this is number two, then this is the one, and this is the number one, number two, number three. Okay, these things. I didn't like any of these things. Okay, you feel that like no, hey, this code is not that optimized. I want to do my own way. You can do that here, sir. Return math.max of, why Shrikant, something you are trying to do. Okay, I can't erase this, is it? Somebody on the screen, somebody has written something. How do I clean that? Okay, clear the drawings. And here we are going to do this here. Okay, here we are going to do this here, math dot number one, and I'm going to say that here, math dot max of, I'm going to give it as a number two and number three. Number two and number three. This is a thing I'm doing that here. Still, you are not happy about this, and you can say that no, refactor my code or reorganize my code. You can add the GitHub Copilot, you can add it here. These are the commonly used GitHub cloud tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and GitHub Copilot. And there is something called the Cursor. There is another IDE called the Cursor. This is also an awesome tool, and this is not a free, guys. Again, it's a we need to pay for that. Here, if I'm taking the Java workspace, and here we are going to take it as the 25th February. I'm going to take the basics. Just I'm going to open the basics. I'm opening here cursor. You click on this here, this IDE, where you can ask this here. Okay, cursor, we are going to take it here. Where we are going to write it as one method, public void print multiplication of table. You see here that automatically it generated code for us. It generated code. Like now, suppose if I'm saying here public void show prime numbers, first n prime numbers. You just see here, nothing we are doing here, automatically the code has been added here. Just you say the method and it is going to get that here. It is going to get that here. Like no, this is another IDE which we can use the cursor, AI IDE, we can say that here. And by using the AI IDE, the people will be coding for that. Like you have a complex logic here, we are going to say that here. Read JSON data from file and to display data. You just see here, it has given me suggestion, and it is also did the most of the code. It has done that here. Okay, it has done that. Only the import statements are missing. Just if you are adding the import statements, fix that cursor. Like now, where when I'm asking that here, it is going to fix, and it will give me the complete codes. It's going to give me the complete source code. It's going to give that here. Hey, you do this here, these things will be fixed, and accept all. I'm going to do this here. Here we are going to say that here. Submit. So the thing is that like now here it does the import and everything. It is going to do that here. You can take this code here, and finally we are going to get this here. Fix this with the composer. Fix. Like no, your source code, buggy code, you can go and give to the cursor, and it is going to fix for you. I'm going to say that accept all. Now my code is fixed. Now you see here JSON data, it is read, and like no, it has done that here. So this is a phase the currently the developers and like people are going. So we shouldn't be spending and installing softwares and learning the fundamentals more time because we have to quickly learn that things, and you have to go and concentrate on the advanced concepts and where you can learn that. And it doesn't mean that we are directly going to the advanced concepts. I'm saying that these are the AI tools are available. If you are aware of that, very good. If not, you start playing around these AI tools and the AI ecosystem. Are you getting? Why I'm giving this introduction in the first class itself is, don't know how many will continue, will not continue. At least what are the time you are spending, it should be useful for you. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm telling all these things. Yeah. Any questions, guys?
No.
No, sir.
No. Okay, cool. Okay, so as a first class, we'll keep it as a little light. So nothing we discussed, just nothing we conceptually we discussed, and I explained about that. What are the tools and what are the the tools we need to install? What are the softwares or tools we need to install, and at the same time, what is happening around AI? Just I have given a small introduction. Tomorrow we'll get start as our first session, and we will start with the core Java. Yeah. Thank you guys, and see you tomorrow.